Welcome to Penny for Your Shots, Conversations and Cocktails with Brilliant Women, the podcast where we uncork the stories and insights of exceptional female leaders from all walks of life. Our goal is to serve up wisdom, tips, and inspiration, and to support each other in rediscovering ourselves and what sets our souls on fire. We'll also share personal memories, paired with friends and a favorite beverage. I'm your host, Penny Fitzgerald, and I believe that the best stories are served up over a glass of wine or a cocktail. So grab a glass, get comfy, and let's pour ourselves into Penny for Your Shots. Amy Stauffer is a fellow podcaster I met through Kathy Heller. We both had taken Kathy's intensive course on creating a podcast and volunteered as alumni to talk about our experience for Kathy's audience. We immediately hit it off and scheduled conversations to be on each other's shows. As we started this conversation, Amy's doorbell rang, and it was flowers from a coworker from the same company we both had received flowers from about a week prior from Kathy. What a nice surprise. If you want to make someone's day or thank them in an impactful way, check out Farm Girl Flowers, a company founded and run by women for women. And if you want to make my day, you don't even need to send me flowers. Just subscribe to my weekly insider email to get notified about the latest podcast episode, plus a weekly dose of inspiration, humor, upcoming events, and the occasional cocktail recipe. Sign up at pennyforyourshots.com/insider. Now, here is Amy Stauffer. Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Excellent.
So, flowers.
So doorbell rings and I thought it was going to be, a classic Amazon package I didn't need. And it was
I
not.
forgot I ordered.
I don't even know who they're from. So we'll get to that later. I don't even know who they're from right now. So how fun
I bet I know. I bet I know.
Maybe. Oh my gosh, how lovely is that?
Oh, so, I mean, how cool is it to be appreciated and by someone we admire so much?
You know what's funny is I don't think they're from Kathy because I already got her flowers very similar time to you. So these are a new gorgeous surprise. So I am like, I can't wait to. I know.
Oh.
Can I tell you about the flowers that Kathy sent?
Yes.
So my dad passed away 9 years ago now. But as soon as I live in Ohio, my dad lived in Florida. So when I came home, the very first thing on my doorstep was those flowers. And that was when that company had really just started. I've kind of followed along with that company. And then when I came in my home, my friends had done so many lovely things. But that particular box and brand just, brings me to him. So of course, when she sent those, I was so like, how cool. He's coming through, from her too. So I was like really excited. So it was nice. Have you ever gotten that brand before?
No, I had never seen it before. What? Okay, so I don't have the little card in front of me. Remind me, do you remember the name of it?
It's called Farm Girl Flowers.
Yes.
Farm Girl Flowers. And her backstory is just, the classic, like she was working at 9 to 5 and was over it and told her friend she was going to start this really kind of stunning fresh flower business. And everyone was like, you're crazy. Everybody does it. She's like, I'm going to have it in California, which is expensive to do business. I'm going to charge top dollar. So and now she's gone on to be like, no joke, like, I think she may be like a Fortune 1000. I'm not kidding. Like it's big company. And she locally sources and her website is really easy to navigate and they're not cheap. They're not cheap, but you saw them. I mean, they're
gorgeous.
I know. And the burlap and just how they come is just such a little like warm hug. So anyways, so I'm sure you appreciated it.
Absolutely. Yeah. The presentation was just amazing. That this box came, I think it was Amazon that dropped it off, right? Yeah. And it's, this very sturdy box with the Farm Girl Fresh logo on the outside. Very cute. You open it up, the flowers are presented really nicely in this box with, some damp foam around them and a beautiful card in burlap. The whole thing is just wrapped. You're right. It's like a little warm hug in addition to the flowers.
Yes.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I was grateful just to be, invited on. So that
Yeah,
was enough of the gift. So yes, it was.
exactly.
So today I have mystery flowers. So I don't know. We'll see who they're from later. We'll check it out later. That'll
Nice.
be another fun part of my day.
I know. I need to text me and let me know.
I will. I will. Yes. The
So
mystery,
exciting. Oh my gosh.
or
Yeah, I love it.
hopefully they're not my neighbors or something and I'll be walking.
No.
We'll see.
Oh gosh. Okay, so Amy, tell my audience a little bit about you. What do you do? You're in Ohio and your day gig is you're a dance instructor, right?
I am. So I feel like I have had a few identity crises through my life. But I know for sure I am that typical will outwork you type personality. I've learned over the last year or so to knock off that kind of talk. Like, I don't need to be bragging about that, I guess. I'm trying to move to a more of a flow type state, which has been very healthy. But over the last year or so, yes, my life and passion, that classic, like, take your hobby and make it into your dream job. I do live that. I have a very successful dance studio in the Midwest called North Royalton Dance Academy. It's the name of our town I live in. And we have national champions and professional dancers at work. We have kids that take one class a week. I have this 13-person staff that is just second to none who have been loyal to me. And it is really the best job in the world to be able to work with girls and guys who sit on their phones a lot and come in and, move their body. It's just, there's so much good
Mm.
to it. And, as a teacher, we're saying the same things they're saying at home. We're just saying them differently. So if it works when we say it, it's the best thing ever. So I always say, or my mantra has been, it's bigger than dance, which it is,
Mhm.
because they get so much discipline and self-respect and organization, as well as a skill out of what we do. And this coming weekend, we're actually taking our large team. So we have a couple different kind of cylinders of how we sort our team, but our large team out to compete. And it's just such a celebratory party with some drama. I'm not gonna lie, there's always some
Oh, for
drama.
sure. Yeah.
Oh, so I am grateful at 44 to still dance every day and be around artists every day and be grateful. So I said on my podcast that every time I go to the studio, when I go in the day to literally like take out garbage or like clean the millionth time that day, I always put my hand on the wall and just say how grateful I am for that building,
Oh,
for that experience, and how many doors and opportunities it's opened for me. Because studio, there's a gazillion dance studios, but somehow myself, my team, our dancers have carved out, this kind of like, oh, wow, they're here, and wow, you guys are here. We can't wait to see your dances. So it's a big deal in our space, and I feel very grateful. So that's my like world. But in addition, I do some consumer reporting, which I work for a consumer reporting company, which is kind of boring, but I love it so much. I had a dad who would like sit with me at the table and show me like, bonds and stocks and ETAs and how they dip
wow.
and move. So I have this knowledge that I thought everybody had until I graduated from college, and TransUnion was like, girl, nobody has this. So I was like, so I've had this kind of niche skill set. So I'm thankful for my dad for that as well. So that's kind of my world. And then we both podcast. So that's
Yeah.
my new passion project. So that's me. I've got 3 kids, which keep me very busy. I have a senior in high school right now, which is a lot. And my husband owns a business, so that's involved with our lives. So we're doing all the things. We're doing all the things, but I'm
Yeah.
moved to in the last year to flow, which has been, if I could say, the key to all this is that flow.
Wow. Nice. Okay. Well, I have a lot of questions.
Yay, I'm ready.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I had no idea about the consumer reports thing. So is it statistics that you're looking at and like doing reporting for a company, or what are you doing there?
Yeah, so you like listen good there. So I'm excited. So it's like, the nerd, I love it. So when you go apply, if you went to apply for an apartment, so if you
Uh-huh.
walked in off the street and walked into an apartment, you give consent to the leasing person to run
Mhm.
a criminal and credit background check on you to make sure that you'd be a good tenant for them. And that's ultimately what I do. So we create algorithms and flowcharts and models to show the risk to the apartments on the person. And
Wow.
it's neat. Yeah. So you enter this information into a database, and within 8 seconds, you get back like tons of information on someone. And then
Hmm.
from there, the apartment complex are able to make a decision if that person would be, are they going to pay their rent? Or are they going to, do crazy things in our apartment? So that's what
Hmm.
I do. And the industry has evolved a lot. I've been doing it for so long now. Like it's been like since college. So long. And the
Wow.
industry's evolved a lot, which has been cool for
Hmm.
me to learn. I go to trade shows with them. We do guests, we do presentations, we do podcasts, we do live meetings. So it's been this, and they're so good with me because they know it's I don't want to say fun. That's not the right word. It makes me keeps me very curious. So
Uh-huh.
I'm very grateful to be with a company who's like, yeah, where's Amy? We haven't seen her in, a couple months. And then I'll give them like 2 or 3 months of really great work. So I, knock on wood, just found this really niche kind of interesting skill set that people just don't have. Like I know how to read credit reports and credit lines, and of course it's all learnable, but I can like almost speak it down a little. So that's
So
my like
others can,
upper
it's,
world.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So us lay people can understand what's happening here on this report, right?
Yes, they're like, oh,
Wow.
you can read credit reports. I'm like, okay, you're kind of profiling me, but yes, I can. I can speak. And
Wow.
interesting how much actually goes into that algorithm that's been created really since the 80s. So it's a very dense 300 thread kind of algorithm that creates your credit score.
Hmm.
And I fortunately know every line item, every tag code,
Oh my
it's
God.
just, but it's junk. It's not like I know some, engineering. So, but I am grateful to have this kind of niche skill set, which has,
That's very
really
cool.
created a nest egg for my family. And,
Oh,
because dance
wow.
studios can be roller coastery. So
Yeah. It's good to have, yeah, some, other income streams.
it's very true. That's also been, I think, a win for myself. My husband and I went to state colleges. We didn't come out of school with any debt. We had $50. I mean, let's be honest, we had like
Yeah.
$50. But
Hmm.
now we're like, we're kind of kids, doing okay now. And I do think, again, I stray from using that word, oh, I'll work you or I'll hustle.
Yeah.
I'm learning that those words are really not powerful words anymore for me. And that's just something that I've taken on over the
Uh-huh.
last year,
Yeah.
is that I choose to be in flow, and I choose to have money flow to me and opportunities flow to me. And I'm not dying from work, or, it's a
Hmm.
choice, and it's been very healthy for me. Even with my children, like 10 years ago, I would have said, you will be the hardest worker in the room. You will outwork everybody. You will stay longer. You will do this. You will learn that. And now I'm kind of like, that's not the advice I actually pass anymore. They probably think I'm crazy. But my advice now is to lead with love and to work, feeling good about that and staying in
Hmm.
tune with when you're done or when this isn't aligning. And I don't know if I can say I stayed in jobs maybe too long sometimes, because it was like, oh, the hardest worker and I can't leave this. That's just not, I
Hmm.
think I learned a little bit of that from Kathy, our kind of mutual
Our
mentor,
mentor.
Kathy.
Yeah.
So, and maybe
Wow.
you've had your same with that, where you're like, what are you doing?
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. And I grew up with, well, I'm Midwestern too. And I don't know if that's, it's not, of course, strictly a Midwestern thing, but that work ethic where, you work hard and you get things done, and getting to a point, and yeah, I think Kathy had something to do with that for sure, but getting to a point in your life where, no matter how much I bust my butt, I can't fix this for you, this corporate company that I'm working for, or this job that I'm in, that I'm working hard for someone else, and it's not working. It's not going to work because of the way it's structured. So yeah, somewhere along the line, and my mom and dad were both solo they were entrepreneurs and they both worked for themselves and they worked hard. And it was, we were not wealthy. In fact, we were probably, if you really examine it, we were probably poverty. We were probably, but girl, government cheese is really good. I really
Sure.
loved it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm
But
sure.
work ethic aside, I'm with you on this whole thing, that whole, what do you love and who do you love and how do you serve your people and what's your passion? What are you led to do? And let's do more of that, huh?
Yeah, and it's scary to leave things that are, I don't know, like I had a job that I loved. I was a recruiter for a long, long time where I would, go to Tupperware or go to Dell or go to Pepsi and sit there and recruit all their accountants or recruit all their office staff. And I loved it because I was young and I had no children and I was able to just really jump on that. So I
Mm-hmm.
had my first daughter and I was like, wow, this doesn't really work. Like I can't like be in places with her. Like this isn't going to work. My
Mm-hmm.
daughter, which is she's 17 now, she was on 32 airplane flights before she was a year old.
Oh my gosh.
32. So that gives you like an idea. When I was pregnant with her, I had three different OBGYNs because I moved three times pregnant with her. So
Oh
it's like it
wow.
gives you an idea of the lifestyle that I was living, which felt very, very normal. So, I stayed at that job with her. I was more settled. I kind of had an office that I worked out of, and I was like, oh, okay. Technology was kind of accelerating at that time. So that was helpful. Then I got pregnant with my son. And when I had my son, he went to the NICU, which he's totally
Mm,
healthy and fine in the scheme of things.
good.
So they were calling me from the hospital bed, like, you need to call this, you need to call these companies. These deals are falling apart. And I resigned from the hospital bed right there. Like, I'm done. Don't come here. I'm
I
done.
cannot blame you. Wow.
Done. Happened to be during that 2008 recession. That was like, I was making no
Oh.
money either. So I was like, what's going on? I worked on straight. I've always worked in commission. I don't know why I find these
Mm-hmm.
jobs. And it was interesting. No kidding. The second I thought that they couldn't do it without me and, all these 10 years of flying all over the country and doing all this stuff, I promise you, they were like, get some resumes.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
no loyalty or like nothing. And my husband
Yeah.
was like, how you feel about that? I was like, you know what? I feel good about it. Like I'm done.
Mhm.
They're done. I'm done. And 6 months later, they did reach back out and say, you need to come back in some type of capacity. And I was like, I'm not coming back because
Yeah.
you knew that girl. That's no longer me. Now I have two kids. I'm at home or, doing things. I'm going to start my own business. So it was a very interesting time in my life, mid 30s, to realize some of this stuff didn't matter. Some of
Yeah.
these things that I was checking off a checkboard weren't relevant. So
Exactly.
if I could give advice to 30-year-olds, 20-year-olds now, like you got to lead with love. You got to feel
Mm-hmm.
passionate about who you're serving, like you said, and there'll be more kind of fruits in that walk,
Yeah.
fruity things. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's a quality of life. It's a values thing. Well, and that company showed you who they were. I mean, that's you going back to them, that something would happen down the road that would be, they'd show you where their loyalties lie, and it's not with you.
and I saw them do it to so many people prior. I
Mm.
saw them do it to so many people, but embody that you're unique or different. And they probably had to hire two people to maybe do what I was doing to manage, but I'm sure
Hmm.
after time they were able to get down to one and hopefully the person was better than me. I mean, I don't want to know. I send them good,
Yeah.
but it was interesting to see how quickly, like, get some resumes. I was like, so you're
Yeah.
here in my hospital room making me call companies, and then when I'm done, you're just like, get out of here. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So
Yeah.
reflective,
Wow.
all these years
Yeah.
later.
Absolutely. So, was it like a light bulb moment? Was that the moment? Or like, okay, so then you had in mind that you wanted to start something of your own?
I did. So my sister actually owns her own dance studio as well, which is so crazy. And my sister really tumbled to her own dance studio during 9/11. They were living outside New York City, and her husband had been laid off during 9/11, and she was like, what am I going to do? And so she ended up opening up her own dance studio there. And at that time, I can remember her saying to me, this is your dream, but I got to get income now. I got to get this income where I can balance, my kids and my husband and be able to really move quickly. And I remember watching her go through the process of it. And surely none of it's easy. There's no part of
Right.
this that's easy, but I did see her light up a little. I was like, oh, she's
Mm.
happy. She's a little happier. So, because I had moved so much, like, I mean, my husband and I have lived in 9 states in like
Oh,
five
wow.
years. Like, it was a lot. You really can't, open a business that's a brick and mortar when
Ah,
you're doing that. So I was doing choreography all over the country and judging for dance competitions and sometimes dancing. Sometimes I danced professionally for a long time as well, but your body does quit you, which is okay. And when I had my daughter, I did not know what gender she was. It doesn't matter what gender, but in the delivery room, she was 8 seconds old. My husband was like, guess what? I was like, you're gonna have to open a dance studio. I was like, okay, our daughter is 8 seconds old. And really that was the truth of it. So I had lived in her home for about 8 months. And coincidentally, I had ran into someone at like a Halloween party, and she owned one of the largest dance studios in our town. And she was like, I know exactly who you are. You have to judge our tryouts. So I went and I judged her tryouts for a couple hours, and already she could tell the girls were gravitating towards me and moms were asking questions. So I remember she walked me out and she was paid me in cash and she said, I never want to see you again, ever. And I was like, ah. So I went
oh
home
my
and
God.
yeah, it was okay. She was right. She was right what she said. She could tell right away, like, ooh, this girl's coming in with fresh energy and a lot of training. And people in the Midwest just didn't really have this exact mirror as me. Not to float my boat. It was just a perfect storm, really.
Oh
So then
man.
within 6 months or so, I was like, okay, I'm gonna open up my business. Coincidentally, she ended up going out of business. She was much, more mature than me. And I almost bought one of her buildings and I decided not to, mainly for parking and just space. It just didn't work out. But her and I are actually really good friends now, which is, how time just like realizes we're all in this together, really. And she was
Mm-hmm.
ready to kind of move on from the business. So I was grateful for some stepping stones that led me to really, going on my own path. And, now we have multiple studios and we have where my studio is, there's probably 7 studios within a mile.
Oh, wow.
I know. So it's just a crazy thing that just kind of blew up around here where people are opening
Mm-hmm.
studios. I have not had a alumni open a studio yet, like one of my directly trained dancers yet, but that will
Mm-hmm.
happen. That will 100% happen. It happens to everybody. My head is like, I'm going to embrace it and congratulate them and try to see how I can be of assistance. I think that's where it gets really sour is when alumni, like people I've directly trained, then go
Uh-huh.
open and like simulate kind of what we're doing.
Yeah.
For me, I love my alumni, so I'm not going to be ugly, but that will happen. And if we touch base in 2 years, I'll be going, yeah, it happened. Probably.
Yeah.
But
Well, I thought your story with when you went to the other studio, I thought where you were going with that was that she hired me on the spot. That's where my brain went. Totally the opposite. She was afraid. She let fear and how it just makes me wonder, okay, what would have happened if she would have collaborated with you instead of pushed you away? Hello, friend. Let's be real. When's the last time you did something just for you? Enter Wine Camp 2026. We're talking wine tastings, fire pit chats, sunset dinner cruises, and zero cooking required. Just show up, sip something fabulous, and reconnect with the version of you who loves adventure, sisterhood, and a glass of local Riesling in hand. Sweet, dry, or both. No judgment here. We're heading to New York's gorgeous Finger Lakes, July 31st through August 2nd. And yes, it's as dreamy as it sounds. Secure your spot at pennyforyourshots.com/wine camp. Don't wait, room options are limited, and my crystal ball says we're going to sell out. Bring your besties or fly solo like the fabulous free spirit you are. You'll leave with new favorites either way. Wine Camp 2026 is calling. The only question is, are you in? Find out more at pennyforyourshots.com/wine camp.
I wonder if I would have went through with that with any type of like very extensive teaching schedule. And I think it was because I was in a place in my life where I knew I just had to do it my way.
Mm-hmm.
So even if she was like, you got to start tomorrow and you're teaching 20 hours a week and you're taking our, most
Yeah.
elite dancers, I don't know if I would have been at a alignment to say,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's been healthier for me to almost start from scratch. Like the first
Yeah.
day I
It's
opened the
your
studio,
own.
yeah, exactly. I had 27 students. I was crying at my dear friend's fire pit one summer night going, I wasted my nest egg and I can't even pay the electric bill. And, and coincidentally, talk about this on another
Oh.
podcast. I signed the lease for the dance studio and my brain immediately went to 5 years times the rent price. That's what I now owed the landlord, which was crazy amounts of money. And my mom happened to be in town. My mom lives in New Jersey. And we went to the dollar store and I chucked a pregnancy test on the belt. And she's watching this pregnancy test roll down. And she's like, oh my gosh, girl. So I did go have some cocktails that night before I took that test. And I was pregnant. So the very
Oh.
first year I opened the dance studio, I had my son in April and I had my first recital in May.
Oh
That
my
is like
gosh.
ridiculous. You like don't do that. You just don't do that. So I wore the same hooded sweatshirt for 25 weeks because I didn't want anyone to like notice or see or change. So then I took it off one day. And one of these moms,
Uh-huh.
which is my best friend to this day, was like, did you really think that we couldn't tell that you were getting pregnant? Like pregnant. So I feel so grateful now to even have him because I wonder if I would have done it, would I have gone through after the business opened? And he's my most like hardcore dancer. Like he will dance
Oh,
professionally, he will do the cruise boats and Disney and all the things. And he's just been with me the whole time, which has been so fun.
wow.
It's so, so fun.
That's
So I don't
very
know.
fun.
I know it's been crazy, but teaching your kids is a whole nother podcast. That's like that's a whole nother thing.
Yep.
So I don't know if I would have ever went through with working there. So I actually always have had a lot of respect for what she did. Now, if I can talk about me, when I hire master teachers to come in that are better than me, whatever their price is, I pay them. I hire them on the spot. I ask for them to be exclusively with us. I've had I still have the most amazing staff. I love to hire my weakness. Love,
Oh,
like love.
so
So
smart.
I am very critical about it. And I'm known in town to like do that. Like, oh, she's going to hire the best of the best of the best and make sure that her kids get exposed to all the things. So it's been opposite for me. Like, I
Yeah.
wonder if I would have hired me. There's the point. Would I have wanted to hire me and be like, no, let's make it work. Let's do it. So
Oh,
probably.
oh gosh. Yeah, that's just it's part of the flow thing. When
Mhm.
you collaborate with others, when you're not afraid of losing out, you know, when you have an abundance mindset instead of like, oh my gosh, there's a limited amount of income to be had. No, there's it's not a pie.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I feel like if you can get past that,
Yeah,
like to see that, which is hard for people. I mean, I know that fear
it
comes in when
is.
owning businesses. There's some good on the other side. There's been stressful moments. I mean, I owning the dance studio during COVID was crazy. I mean, crazy.
I'm
I
sure.
always say that owning the business when I've been on presentations or guest speakers and people want to pick at my brain that are my industry, I say I really do think this is a 25-year job. Like I really do feel like after 25 years, it's like, what am I doing? The
Mm-hmm.
culture of dance also evolves a lot, like a lot. So you have to
Yeah.
kind of always be keen to that. And in our space, choreography is key right now. So the cool and edgy and quirky type of stuff is very cool. And if
Mm-hmm.
for me, I didn't train like that. Like I'm older, so
Yeah.
I didn't train like that. So trying to stay up on top of your game can be very hard. Then I say, so if the career is 25 years, COVID yanked 5 years off that, like gone, because
Right.
it was just, you couldn't be in the studios. You're worried you're going to
Mm-hmm.
get someone sick. You're doing things via Zoom. This is this culture that's meant to be live and together. And,
Mm-hmm.
we fix knees and feet, and, we do things all the time. And with your teammates and your warriors that you hit the stage with. And it was just like, for us. And I am grateful to live in a part of the country that did kind of allow us to be together quicker than other parts. My sister in New Jersey they were out of the studio for months.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, people lose interest and people don't pay bills. And,
Oh,
we have money allotted to things that's not coming in anymore. Or there's no one refunding. I mean, it was like, there was a time when early COVID, I was $200,000 were like
oh,
people owed me. And I'm talking about like dance competitions and things that I had paid already.
uh-huh.
So I was like, people want their money back. I don't have my money back. So I was paying people. It was just a whole thing. So I
Wow.
say that time was hard. And for me, I came out more grateful than ever for what we do, healthier than ever, more robust on how critical it is to get to owners and talk to owners like myself. But others
Mm-hmm.
just they're like, I'm out. I'm getting a day job. I'm done. I was like, oh, okay.
Mm,
So I went the other way during that time and saw how critical dance was to our students and our culture.
mm-hmm.
And I have met some really dear friends via Zoom, other owners around the country that are the same as me in that way. And we've been friends now and networked, and we share opportunities with each other. If I can't guest speak at something, then one of my dear friends will go and do it. So it's I don't want to say that, we had kind of rose petals out of that, but you just
Mm-hmm.
get really like, whoa. It's like, whoa, our country got shut down and our kids couldn't dance, and it's not healthy for them.
There's so much around that. Yeah. And then when you come back, well, it was weird when we came back,
Yeah. Yeah.
but just not really starting over, but you've lost momentum for sure.
Yeah. And people will say to me, when does your dance season end? Dancers never can really stop. It's like swimming. You'll lose your flexibility, your strength,
Yeah.
uh not adrenaline.
Flexibility or,
Yeah, all the things. So
mm-hmm.
we train and dance all year. We really do.
Mm-hmm.
And they came back, and there was also a lot of young girls with a lot of fear to come back. There was also mindset of it's silly, it's just a virus. We had like the real
Oh,
extreme, and I'm
oh
sitting
yeah.
at the top of this food chain going, what the heck? I don't know. I don't even know enough about this. And for me, if COVID happened on March, 2 days before it announced, I lost my you know taste and smell.
Oh,
So I was like, oh my
do I have
gosh, like
it?
I have this virus. And I was waiting for like the shoe to fall. Like I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
be in the hospital. I didn't know. My back would hurt really bad. If I sat down, I would fall asleep. And like these are all things that are just very uncommon for me. So every day would wake up and be like, okay, I don't feel so bad. Okay, I don't feel so bad. Am I gonna get worse tomorrow? And I didn't want to tell anyone that I had it because I didn't want to like cause any mass panic.
Right.
And then I got better, and then I got COVID like 3 times after that. But like it was just a very uncertain time. And I'm grateful that it's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
Oh gosh. Yeah, that was very yeah, so much uncertainty and that always creates an emotional roller coaster and thank God we're here. Some of our friends were not as lucky.
that's right. Yes.
Wow. I have got to introduce you to one of my best friends in the world. She owns a cheer studio in the Des Moines area. And I've interviewed her for my podcast before too. And you guys are very much alike in your outlook. And yeah, it's so fun.
I love cheer. So I also have done competitive cheer choreography and cheer training. And I feel like I just got a little pulled sometimes,
Uh-huh.
just a little bit like, oh gosh, I can't choreograph those 9 cheer routines this year. I need to focus over here on this side. But
Uh-huh.
we do cross train at my studio as well. Like I would say almost all of our high school dancers are cheerleaders at their high school. So they
Uh-huh.
chose to cheer over their dance teams
Oh,
just because it was something different. Like they were like, oh, and the dancer of today does very heavy acrobatic training. So, like all that cheer tumbling we cross over to. So, they have all these skills to transition to cheer, and then they get the opportunity to learn stunting and they get to, be so involved in their high school, the football games, basketball games. So, I love cheer. My heart will always be with dance, but
uh-huh.
like, just a little part of me is still like, oh, I love cheer. So
Yeah. Oh,
that's
that's
awesome.
cool.
You'll have to tell her, or I'll tell her if I ever meet her, that I
Yeah.
went to school at the University of Central Florida, and our cheer
Oh,
team there is like the best. I think they've been top 10 at nationals for some crazy thing like 20 years.
really?
So I always got to see them
That's
because the dance
fun.
team, I know I saw like cheer the most elite cheer, every day for 4 years in college and just have so much respect for that type of athlete.
Uh-huh.
So I know that world. It's something and
Oh,
I give her a lot of respect. It's hard
oh, that's
stuff.
so fun. That's very cool. Yeah, I'll introduce you guys. That's super fun. Her and she has two kids that have come up in the business with her too. Well, she has four kids, but two of them are involved in dance and cheer, and yeah, it's so fun to watch.
Love it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to the flow thing and how it led you to the podcast. So how did you come about? How did you formulate yours?
Yeah, so I have this like triangle of smack in the face that happened that led me here. And it really had to do with that mantra of I outwork everybody and
Mm.
I'm this. And like nobody was keeping any type of scoreboard or check sheet, but apparently I felt the need to spew that everywhere. And I remember feeling like lost, a
Mm.
little bit like lost. And I know my love language is word of affirmation. Like I know that that's what lights me up is when everyone tells me, how great I am and how wonderful you are and da, 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 and, I probably seek it out, which is a whole probably another thing. But I was working on, pouring from my own cup. And I started to notice that my identity was very, very wrapped up in my kids' accolades. So my daughter, she's so private, but she's like she's a SAG actress. She's younger. She's a kid. She's only
Oh.
17, but she's done some really amazing work. And I started to notice that if she got rejected from a job,
Hmm.
she went on to high school and was fine. And I was like, how did they reject you? And she was like, Mom, they went with a totally different type of actress for that. My identity became very wrapped up in now words of affirmation that got to my ears about her.
Oh,
You
wow.
following this? So like
Yes.
it went from me to
Uh-huh.
her, right? So like
Oh.
tell me how great she is. So I was like, oh my gosh, no problem. And she was definitely like not saying to me, you love me more when not saying that, but
Hmm.
we were starting to go, like, I could feel that, like, you're really wrapped
Oh.
up in me. And I was like, yeah, it's really not very healthy. So I worked on that. I was like, okay, let me work on this. That evening, I had seen an Instagram post, and Kathy was like, you should start a podcast. She said the whole world sees her Instagram post, not just me.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, wow, I should really do something that's like a hobby. I should take on a hobby.
Oh.
So I had this like kind of wrapped up in my own, kid's identity. In that same triangle, I also had felt like everything I did was for others. So it was like, all
Mm.
the payroll and all these things I do are so wrapped up in like others. So I had this, my daughter, which is, she's not my muse, she's my daughter. And then in addition to that, I felt like there was something I was really doing that felt like, for me. Then the third piece was this word flow. Like I was like, what does this even mean? It's a stupid word. No. When I started to journal and really get present about flow, I realized that I needed to do something that was completely removed from anything I had ever done.
Oh, wow.
So there it was. There's a podcast. And I think everybody was like, why are you taking on more? I'm like, no, 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 it's not more. I'm
Uh-huh.
taking on something for me, for me.
Mm.
And I noticed very quickly how many people uh started to almost judge like that. Like,
Mm.
oh my gosh, your cortisol levels are a disaster. So now you're just taking on more. And I was like, no, my levels are actually healthier than ever. And I'm choosing to put some of y'all down. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Yeah.
putting down my daughter's, I'm only wrapped up in her happiness. And then
Uh-huh.
I'm putting down, more for the dance studio. Like it's always like, let's get more going there. And it just became exhausting. I have been happier now having my own thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So my triangle was my identity wrapped up in somebody else. These are classic things. My, identity wrapped up in somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I needed to move much, much, much more to flow. And then my life felt like everyone was depending on me. It was like, oh, if I don't do this, no, these people don't eat. Like that's the way I was starting to feel. It's not
Mm-hmm.
fair. That's not a good owner. That's not a good, person to run a business when I'm just feeling like every second is being judged.
Mm.
So I've been so much happier and getting to have conversations with women like you. I know you've been on my podcast, which I love, and it's been flow,
Yeah.
which is work. It's work. Work and flow are they need to kind of like, be paired for me.
Mm-hmm.
You have to work on it every day.
Yeah. Well, you have to be present. Don't you feel like if you're present and you're open to receiving and open to seeing opportunities and open to collaborations and realizing that it's not all up to me. Get over yourself. Who are you serving? That's when it starts to flow. And then you can get into momentum and then you know,
Yeah.
then, you're the more opportunities, the more opportunities.
I think for a long time I had talked about doing it, like
Mm-hmm.
getting up and dumping my brain and journaling and doing some meditation and trying to work out and, you know, watching the self-talk about it's not enough, it's not enough. And it was life-changing. Like it's so stupid. Everybody told me to do this for 10 years. And I'm like,
I know.
you have to be ready. You have to be ready.
Yeah.
Um, and it's like there's so much on the other side of feeling present. 100% agree. And just feeling lighter.
Yeah.
Like just lighter. Like
Yeah.
what is this is not that deep.
Well, yeah. And don't you feel also like when you push for something, like you want it so badly, so you push, push, push so hard, and it gets farther and farther away.
It's the grossest thing, right?
Yeah.
It's the
And like
grossest
pushing a
thing.
rope up a hill. I mean, I remember when I had my team and um, doing my direct selling business that I had. And the more you try, the more you want it for someone else. You want their success for them more than they do. You're pushing that rope up a hill. It doesn't work. It's not, I see this for you and I want so much for you. Let me help you. No, no,
It's
no. Come.
like
Yeah, just come with me. Attract it. Just here. Let's just let it happen. Let's go to have some fun. Let's do this.
and I wonder if our world just has had such a shift of like if I can bring my best self, then
Yes.
others like,
Yeah.
lift around. And that's
Yeah.
something that I wasn't getting
Yeah.
at
I
all.
wasn't either.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
getting it.
Yeah. It
And
was
I
a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of, oh my gosh, I have to make this happen because I've always
yep.
been able to before.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was a spinning wheel that literally no one was caring about. Like,
Yeah.
we got it, Amy. You work harder than everybody else. You're gonna outwork the whole room. I'm like, well, yeah, duh, and then
That's
all of
what
a
I
sudden
do.
that wasn't cool. That wasn't no one cared anymore. I was like, that's not fun.
Oh, wow.
So I'm very grateful to really have put that. It's really negative. Like it's just
Yeah.
negative. Like it's just a negative, thing. If I'm gonna outwork you, nobody needs to talk about it. Just do what's in flow. Do what
Yeah.
feels in flow. Do what lights me up.
Yeah.
And it's been very, very healthy.
Good. Yeah, that need to be recognized for it. I feel for me anyway, there's some ego involved.
Always.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you get out of that, that's when it starts to happen. Momentum starts to build.
During my time at that very big recruiting job that I had, which I loved, and
Yeah.
I won trips and whatever, the luggage,
Yeah.
whatever the heck we won. During that time, I was there for about 10 years. I decided to go on an interview with a company that would be considered like its competitor, but was out of the industry that I was in. But they hire people from, like, it's like they all kind of like move because our training's similar.
Okay.
So I go there, coincidentally, I get there, and the person that was interviewing me was one of my daughter's friend's dad. And I didn't realize
Okay.
it. So I go in, I go,
Oh,
you got to keep this really confidential. He was like, for sure. I can't believe you're here. And I never thought you'd leave that job you were in. So we sit down. I don't even know if I had a resume. Like, I don't even know because when you worked for that company that long, they knew that you had
yeah.
to
They know
be
you.
doing good
Mm-hmm.
things. So I sit down and he was like, you're a president's club for 8 years and you were this and that and run this office. I know how much money you made. And then he said to me, so what are you going to do now? And
Oh,
I was like, oh, I guess do it all over again.
oh,
And he was
good
like,
question.
great, go do it all over again. So I remember he's like, we're not hiring you. We're not. He was like, but I would advise that you just like take a look around over there. Anyway, I stayed there 2 more years. That's when I quit the job from the hospital bed. But it
Uh-huh.
was like, I remember leaving and saying to my husband, like, he's not hiring me. They made me no offer. And he asked me something silly, like, what are you going to do now?
Mm.
And my husband, which has owned his own business for a long time, he's not as emotional as me, a little more steady of a personality. Everything's good. Everything's calm. Every meal's a good meal. Every day's a good day. He's more of that type of personality when I could be like a roller coaster. And he was like, Amy's complimenting you. He's saying that you're at the top of the mountain and now you have to stay. And I was like, that's just boring. And he was like,
Yeah. So what are you going to do now?
what are you going to do now? And it was interesting. Like, I'm like, but they weren't interested. It's like he
Well,
could almost tell.
but you were in the forest. You couldn't see, you couldn't see the big picture.
That's right. And I talked to him. Our daughters are still friends, and I talked to him now, and
Uh-huh.
he was like, "You were so burnt out. You were so burnt out at that time,
Yeah.
and you were just screaming for help. But you had to do that. You had to get there."
Yeah.
And I was like, "I really was." He was like, "If I offered you the job here, you would have stayed here for 20 years." And I was like,
Been
"Yeah,
miserable.
yeah, fine. You know what?" But it was interesting, just like, and I only went on the interview for ego. Like I
Oh.
only went on the interview to say, oh, this company thinks I'm amazing too. And they didn't. They were like, girl, you just go back over there and do what you're doing. So it's interesting how life gives you these kind of like roadblocks or stop
Mm.
signs that are so healthy. But at that
Yeah.
moment, you're like, dare they not want to hire me? Whatever,
Exactly. Yeah.
whatever. So it's like life is
Yeah.
good. Life is good.
Life
And
is good.
if you allow the flow to be the present first thing, jump out of bed in the morning. I heard something the other day that I loved. There was some gal, she's similar to my age, she's like an influencer, and she said every single day she wakes up and says, today's the best day ever. Today's the best
Mm.
day ever. Today's the best day ever. Even saying it makes me feel good right now. Like today's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be the best day ever. Today's the best day ever. And I was like, yeah, today's the best day ever.
I love it.
Right? I was like,
Yeah.
it's just
Order it up.
that's right. Or that's so funny. Or I couldn't get there 10 years ago
Yeah.
without someone saying, oh my gosh, you're the hardest worker in the whole room. And aren't you exhausted? And I could be like, yeah, bye. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
No
saying?
prizes for being the most tired or the most busy or
Like, but I somehow felt great about that at that
yeah.
time.
Yeah. There's a payoff, or there was.
There was. There was for sure. And I'm grateful to have kind of, as you said, come out of the forest and be like, what exactly was I doing in there?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even
And I
like trees
was,
that much. Yeah.
that's right. And I was starting to not have anyone tell me how great I was in that forest. So let me just get
Yeah.
out of that forest and figure out what's going
Yeah.
on. So
Exactly.
it's good. Very good. Very good timing of life.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, good for you. So tell my audience the name of your podcast because I know they'll want to go check it out.
Oh, you're cute. Yeah. So my podcast is called Clearly I Have Nothing to Say, which is obviously irony. And my podcast is a little bit of format. My type A is coming through here. So in the very start of our podcast, we ripped down a top 10 list of my guest or myself. And they're, all over the place, which I love. I do not know the top 10 list in advance. So you learn things about my guests, and then we dive into one of them usually. And then at the end, I read the person's bio. So I've learned so many fun things. Originally, when I started the podcast, I was not going to have it be dance based, but I am starting to see that it's lighting me up a little to talk with my friends and my colleagues and my fellow dancers about their journey and about their businesses. So it's been a little bit dance based, but you know, Penny was on and she was fantastic. And we talked about so many cool things, fear and all the awesome things came up. And I've also had acupuncturists on there, chiropractors. So it's been like just a varied kind of people, which has been so fun. So yes, thank you for letting me talk about my podcast.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it clearly lights you up because you're just all kinds of bubbly.
Love
it. Oh, so fun. Okay. So we're kind of coming to the end of our chat for today.
Yes.
So I like to bring it around to ask, what's your favorite cocktail or glass of wine? What do you like to enjoy?
So my husband and I gave up drinking during COVID, which was so random. And then it got like, it's been 60 days, it's been 90 days, it's been a year. It's like, we had, there was nothing that was, it just been a weird thing. So when we do drink, which we do, I have to say my favorite drink is this, hopefully I'm saying it right. Paloma.
Yes.
Okay, so it's gorgeous, and I love tequila. So it's tequila based, and it's got like grapefruit and lime.
Yeah.
And and I've been to parts of the country where they're making them table side. So they're squeezing the grapefruit into this. They bring it to you in that it's not a tin cup. Is that tin? It's like the same cup the mojito's in.
Oh, yeah.
No, not the cup the mojito's in. It's the same cup as the
like a mule, like
yes,
the copper
mule, and it's so pretty. So it's like it's cold and it's like sweating down the cup, and it's so I love that. And my girlfriend makes them fresh in the summer at the pool, and I love those. I also do love a dirty martini with a blue cheese stuffed olive. I can drink those down so fast, it's a little scary. When I was in college, I was a sucker for the lemon drop. So I love the lemon drop shot.
Yes.
And what's interesting is my daughter's only 17. She doesn't drink, but she talks about her friends in college drink this drink called Pink Whitney, which is like some gross thing. Yeah, sorry. Hopefully Pink Whitney doesn't want to sponsor us here. But it reminds me of, do you remember this thing, pucker?
Yeah, like an apple pucker?
Yeah, it's just this. So that's funny because the way alcohol evolves with culture and age is so funny. Yeah. So I think my favorite would be tequila-based drinks. So that would be my lead. I do love a margarita. I do love this Paloma wine. Oh my gosh. So my neighbors are like wine enthusiasts. Like my friend has a 4,000 square feet wine cellar, no kidding, in her house with like completely stocked wine, like just incredible. And they introduced me to this brand of wine called Satui.
Oh, V Satui? Yes.
So they go to their wine ball every year. And now that I've had Satui, I don't want their wine particularly. So we get Satui shipped to us, actually.
Oh, nice.
And I give it for gifts. And let's see, I love their summer Pinot.
Yeah.
And I do not like their Merlot. That's not my favorite.
They have one. Yeah, they've got several lovely, lovely wines. Have you been to their vineyard, to their winery?
I have not. The 3 times I was going to go, every time I was pregnant, all my friends went, and they even borrowed my clothes to go. So my friends are like, I'm coming over to shop your closet, and I'm taking your clothes to the harvest ball, but you're not going. I'm like, the heck? So I've never been, but I've always been like FaceTimed and seen them. Have you been before?
Yes, it's so fun. It's a really fun tasting room. They have a picnic area. It's lovely. Yeah. If you get a chance, you got to do it.
I will, because my mother-in-law is a huge wine drinker as well. She's been all over the world drinking wine, and just is like, you got to start drinking some wine, Amy, because it's so good.
Yeah.
And I said, I think on our other time was I'm looking forward actually to getting my kids kind of like raised and out
Yeah.
so my husband and I could like
Go
refire
do the
up our
things. Yeah.
adult things. Yes. So yeah,
Yes.
that's on my
Oh, fun.
bucket list. But they have a paper label. They're wine bottles and they're just so beautiful.
Mm.
So I love to give those as gifts. And it's really is
Oh,
like a very delicious wine. So,
yeah. They make some
so
good
that's
wines.
my favorite. I'm kind of
Oh,
well, you know, when you go to a restaurant and you order the same thing, and if you don't
yeah.
order that same, so I know there's as good a wine as Satui. I know there is, but for me, that's all I'm drinking right now.
Don't blame you. Yeah, they're very good. And they have a wide selection to choose from too. So you don't get bored.
That's right.
For sure. Okay, so I had no idea that we have this much in common because my husband and I just had Palomas last night. Love them as well.
Wow.
Yes. And we do love a dirty martini as well with blue cheese stuffed olives. And you know the martini rule, right? They're like
No, but
breasts. Yeah, they're like breasts. One is too few and three is too many. So
stop it. Stop it. That's so perfect. I'm literally gonna text that to my brother-in-law because I've been with him on vacation. I'm like, I'm not going out with you. You're going to bed. I'm done. How many dirty martinis you have at the pool today? Well, I didn't have them in the cup. I had them in the this, and I'm like, you're done.
okay, we're out.
Bye-bye.
Peace
Yeah.
out.
So funny. I love that. I'm gonna text
Yeah.
him that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's fun.
So
And the
cute.
Visa Tui thing. Yeah, we love that winery. So wow, we have a lot in common that way as well.
I love that.
I do too. You too. Okay, so do you have special memories with friends and sharing beverages together?
Yeah, a couple actually. So a few of them are dance related.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'll share one for sure. So my staff is like 20, 25,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
44. So it's when you're with them and drinking, it's like, what the heck's going on?
All the sweet things.
Yeah, it's like so funny and like how cuckoo they get. So we are at dance events for 16 hours, 12 hours, starting
Hmm.
Friday at 8 o'clock in the morning. The awards go off at 10 o'clock at night. We do this for 3 days straight. And they really know I don't drink when I'm there because I'm on the whole time and people
Yeah,
are
yeah.
eating things from me. But I remember they snuck out. We're in a hotel and I don't say snuck out. That's not right. They just like all of a sudden we're gone. And I'm like, where's everybody? It's awards. And they come back and there's like a nice Chardonnay, just little buzz going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're all drinking age. They're all ladies, they're teachers
Uh-huh.
and have lives. So the girls, when after the awards were over and our dancers were on stage, we went up to just celebrate and they enjoyed seeing them so joyful and kind
Uh-huh.
of out of the character of the teacher. So it was just a really cool moment for me. I was sober. So I was like, okay, I'm just here
Yeah, you
sober.
can
But
observe the whole thing.
yeah, these teachers that are so hard on them and disciplined on them and they were able to really just be with our kids. And it was
Uh-huh.
like, a little bit of wine bravery they had going on there, courage. So it's like a random cool memory for me, just
Yeah.
so
Oh.
random. I also have a memory of at my wedding, I got married very young and nobody lived where I got married. So
Uh-huh.
everybody was in the hotel and you couldn't go anywhere.
Mm.
So the wedding reception was, I mean, I had like the classic, like 10 bridesmaids. My husband had the 10 groomsmen, all the just
Yeah.
classic wedding. I've been married for 20 years. So it was like this whole thing. Okay. So it was like 11 o'clock at night. And the lady that was, running the wedding was like, no one's really leaving. The bar's going to shut down. What do you guys want to do? And my dad was like, kick it open for another hour. Let's
Oh.
keep this party going. And the lady turns to me and she goes, I just want to warn you guys. And we were like, what's that? She goes, we've gone through 16 bottles of tequila and 16 bottles of Jack Daniels. And we were like, is that normal? Is that crazy? She was like, that is crazy.
Okay.
Crazy. We were like, oh my gosh. So we kept the bar open. My bill for the wedding was ridiculously crazy.
Wow.
But I think it was because no one had anywhere to go, because we didn't
Yeah.
have to drive. Anyway,
And
it was a great
celebration.
party. Yes, exactly. So it's like just like we're gonna keep drinking for another hour. We've already had too much, but go ahead and keep that bar open. We're gonna let them drink.
Nobody's leaving. Nobody's driving. It's all good.
So it was like silly, just a silly, good memory. And like we've over drinking, and now let's let them drink some more. That'll be fun.
Yes. Could you also bring some water?
Yeah, exactly. That I remember
pizza?
Being like, let's just I that too. It was like you're reading my mind. They were like, we're also going to start handing out bottles of water on the table, and I think you guys need to get a snack going. And we were like, yes. So they're like, they've eaten everything in sight. So it's just a great fun.
Oh gosh. Yeah. It's a celebration and we're all together and wow.
Yes.
How fun. Okay. So is there anything I have not asked you that you would like to share?
No, you're such a great interviewer. So thank you for getting a nice banter going. I really enjoyed it. I have not been a guest yet. So I had told you that. So I'm thrilled to be a guest today.
Welcome. I'm so glad that you chose me.
Yes, I am honored to have chosen you. I know you're doing all the things. So I'm grateful to be in your company today.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm grateful that we're connected and now friends. This is fun.
That's right. For sure. Yeah. I think we're aligning in so many ways, which is so fun.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, very cool. Amy, thank you so much. This has been so fun.
I enjoyed every second of it and wishing you all the success in the future.
You too. And let's keep in touch and cheer each other on.
That's exactly right. I'm here for it.
Me too. All right. Have a great day.
Same. Good talking with you. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye. That's a wrap on this episode of Penny for Your Shots. If you loved today's conversation, don't let the inspiration stop here. Get my weekly insider updates straight to your inbox. It's where I spill behind-the-scenes goodies, exclusive tips, and all the fun stuff I don't always share on the podcast. Sign up now at pennyforyourshots.com/insider. I'll see you in your inbox next Thirsty Thursday. Cheers!